What is going on, everybody? It is another episode of Esports with Emmerich. It's going to be a quick, condensed, just kind of going over this two-game slate that we have coming up after we had day 3 today. Went a little bit better for me than the other days it had, but we had a couple upsets there at the end that kind of threw a lot of things out of whack. And Beyond Gaming continues to take all of my money or most of it. So let's kind of just take a quick look at what happened today, run through this really quickly, and then we'll get into round 2. So, first and foremost, no surprise here, LNG, you kind of need my screen for this, don't you? LNG defeats Infinity, no surprise, biggest favorite on the slate. LNG obviously has looked like the best team in the play-ins, 21-3, just an absolute drubbing. A little bit higher kill total than I had expected. The kill participation obviously had a little bit to be desired, depending on the position that you played. Moving into the next game, this was one that I said yesterday that I thought Red was going to win, but I thought Peace at a plus 185, which was their betting line, was an advantageous bet and something to take a look at, especially because I thought this was a closer to a 50-50 or 50-50 matchup than what the odds were indicating. Peace came out, they looked fantastic, really just got ahead. These two teams did know that they were going to play each other in the knockout stage for the group, so I don't know if we can take too much from it, but we will talk about this game a little bit more in depth in a second here. Then Detonation Focus Me, DFM beats Beyond Gaming. No big surprise. Every time I roster Beyond Gaming on the main slate, they crush me. And then the big surprise was the Unicorns of Love, had looked terrible all tournament long. Cloud9 had looked fantastic, and they came and got smashed. Unicorns of Love just absolutely gave it to them, and this set up a double tiebreaker for us. One in which was a rematch of Beyond Gaming and Unicorns of Love. Beyond Gaming came through, Liang and Doggo with just some absolutely massive performances. Moan, Husha, and Kino just have not been up to snuff, and that is a problem for Beyond Gaming. This was the last game for Unicorns of Love. They were eliminated, and then DFM beat Cloud9. And, this was kind of a weird game. It went a little bit back and forth. DFM got out to a lead, then Cloud9 took it. And then, I don't necessarily love this comp right here from Cloud9 in an elimination game. Not an elimination game, but a game that determines who moves on. And DFM gets to go into the group stages, and Cloud9 has to kind of play through it. So let's take a look at the betting odds for the games. Tomorrow on the DK slate, we do have Beyond Gaming playing Galatasaray, a rematch from, I believe it was day 1 when these two teams played. Galatasaray looked fantastic that day. Beyond Gaming has looked really bad throughout it. So Galatasaray didn't look good in day 2, but they are a dog here. I don't know. It's hard to kind of get away from what Beyond Gaming did all split and look at what they did, in this tournament. And they've been two contrasting results. Beyond Gaming has looked absolutely terrible against everybody except for Unicorns of Love. And Galatasaray had kind of a 2-day Jekyll and Hyde type of performance where they looked fantastic, unbeatable in day 1, but in day 2 they really struggled, and part of it was kind of the draft. So it should be interesting to see these two teams play. But from a betting standpoint, I really have a hard time getting away from the Galatasaray plus 120. Beyond has not shown us anything beyond playing Unicorns of Love, and then we get a rematch of Peace and Red. This is looks like they have it even, and you know what, I think that these are best of 5s. That makes the most sense there. And I guess that's the thing that, going back to that earlier game, the Beyond Gaming and Galatasaray probably is a Beyond Gaming is the favorite because of what they did in the split, how they performed in the playoffs, and how they played against PSG Talon, who had a good MSI. And those are the comparables that we're looking at. So I don't know. I guess in a best of five, it kind of changes everything from that standpoint. And even between Peace and Red, like Red looked great in the playoffs in CBLOL. They've looked kind of lost here, with the exception of playing against Infinity. So, between these two, I'm probably going to go towards Galatasaray, and I'm going to go. I'm probably just going to back Peace. I didn't think Red was that great of a team going into the CBLOL playoffs. They made a run through the playoffs and were able to capture the championship. On the other hand, I didn't pay a ton of attention to the Oceanic League, but I am familiar with some of the guys that are on this Peace roster, and what they've done last year through Academy in the spring, and then now in Oceanic in their summer. So looking at how this is priced out on DraftKings, you can see that Beyond Gaming is listed as the highest priced team, followed by Red. So they have Red as a little bit of a larger favorite, it looks like, than what I would. I mean, look, 400, 200. I guess it's not that bad. I mean, looking at this, you can do a lot of different combinations. You can put a lot of things together when it comes to Beyond Gaming and Red. If you want to do that, you're looking at kind of like a jungle captain. I'm not sure if you could do a mid captain, but we can certainly try and see how that's going to look. Let's go with like Moen here. Gonna go Lian. I guess Aegis is after what we talked about yesterday. Definitely want to have Doggo. Yeah, so you can go mid captain. It just appears like you can't do a ADC captain. And this is kind of a build that I would probably look towards if I was putting these two teams together. I do think the Beyond Gaming is more likely to sweep. They're more likely to win 3-1. I think this Red piece, if Red wins, then it's probably a 3-2 type of situation. And on the other hand, if Peace wins, I think it's the same thing. So, I don't know. I don't know the game theory on this, guys. I usually want to pick two winners, but the way that we've seen Red the way that we've seen Red throughout the split, the CBLOL, the way that they play their kill and death totals, and the way that the pieces play, not just against Red today, but also against Infinity yesterday, it makes it very hard for me not to tell you that, in these larger GPPs that you almost want to game stack this. And I'm not saying a full 3-3 or 4-2 with one from the other team, but, picking that one spot that you want to go to, I guess something like this. Let's say we're going to play Galatasaray, and we want something like let's say Tally. Let's do kind of like a Babip. I'm not a huge fan here, so maybe that's, you go crazy or Carzy crazy, whatever. Was not wonderful. Maybe that's what you do, and then you do something like this, something like that. I think has a high probability of going ahead. And what am I? It's not even a broken up one. My bad. So you could do Greepthar. You could do something like Yu-Gi-Oh, and then we put Bulu there. Something like that is what I'm thinking. So, look, if you want a little bit more in depth on what I think about 2-game slates, I do like to mix and match and put a lot of different combinations together and try and cover as many bases as possible. When you put in and introduce a best of 5, it certainly changes the dynamic. It's not as easy as 2 best of 1 games. But I do have an article over on drroto.com. If you go back a little bit in the DFS, it does go over how I kind of think about 2 gamers. It's just hard in the game theory. And this one is, where are people going to play? I'm guessing Galatasaray, being that they're cheaper, being that they're the ones that seemingly had a better performance, that they're going to be the ones that are the higher owned. So, when you're putting this together, when you're looking at your teams, you just want to think about what's kind of either of these teams can win. Between Beyond Gaming, between Galatasaray, I think the public is going to go towards Galatasaray. I don't believe that people want to play Beyond Gaming, and even people like me that have played Beyond Gaming almost every single day, I'm going to have a hard time clicking on these names, especially since they're a little bit more expensive, especially since you can't put Doggo in the captain slot unless you're playing them with PCE. But, putting together Beyond Gaming and Red lineup, given the recency of what's happened, is probably one of the sharpest things that you can do, because I do believe that we're going to see the highest ownership first and foremost on Peace, probably second on Galatasaray, then Red. One of those two underdogs in terms of pricing is going to be the higher of the two owned. As always, if you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter, EmerickD4U. Find me in the esports department Discord. I just wanted to put something out there, just day by day, talking about these matches, but it is a 2-gamer, so I'm going to kind of cut it short. And I hope you guys enjoy the games. Have a good one.